And welcome back to another edition of Classic Doom Walkthroughs. Today we continue with Forward Towards Uranus X. It's a community project of 40 maps. It's a megawatt that's brand new. This is map 11. You should have gone back, and maybe that's true, because this is a pretty, unlike some of the other maps we've seen in this WOD so far, this map is less compact and less controlled with respect to enemies. This is a big map with a lot of distinct areas and a lot of enemies. So, I mean, not a giant map like Back to Saturn or anything, but much bigger in comparison to some of the other maps we've seen in this WOD. It can get hairy at times. Hopefully we'll show you how to do it well and with some fun and flair. The game's powered by GZDoom using the Doom 2 Hell on Earth platform. As always, we are playing on the ultraviolence difficulty setting in order to get 100% in all three of these categories. There are 238 kills to be had. Like I said, a lot more than the normal map in this WOD so far. There are 5 secrets, so we gotta track them all down with some clever switches too. And 23 items to pick up. Well, the first thing we're going to pick up is our trusty shotgun right here, and we're going to take care of the shotgunner. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to race out of here. You're going to grab the box of shotgun shells, certainly, and you're going to head this way. Don't stay in the doorway too much because of the Baron, but you can also pick up your chain gun there. So now we have the regular shotgun and the chain gun. And let's have, of course, all those enemies pour out and come to us. I mean, it could get a little hectic, but it's not too bad. And no, I didn't bother with the Baron. He's stuck there, but we will get the Baron later. There's no reason to just use a regular shotgun on it. So we have, on each side in a cage, a Mancubus. So why don't we go ahead and peekaboo shoot, or as long as we don't hear the Mancubus shooting from the other side, feel at liberty to stick your nose out a little bit more. Okay, so we're done with that Mancubus. And now we'll go to Mancubus number 2 in this cage. Regular shotgun, peekaboo shooting. My recommendation. And that's that. Okay. If you need any help, there's plenty of help down here. Yes, there's a lot of groaning and grumbling because this is a hidden area with a lot of enemies, but they won't be exposed for a tiny bit. So we can go straight into the Baron. We don't want to do that, but there's a secret here. Let's go ahead and grab it. It's always nice to have a mega armor, so let's just take it now and tag the secret. So we can go this way, or we can go this way. We definitely don't want to go that way. That's leading us more towards the finale. So we're going to head this way. And in here, we're going to take care of some enemies that are caged up. We can use the chain gun if you prefer, because there's a chain gunner in each cage, along with the imps. So let's do that. Chain gun a little. Oh, okay, so we've already done that. And now we can go ahead and pick up whatever ammo is lying around. There's quite a bit, actually. There's also another box of shotgun shells, and there's right here, I'll just show you, yeah, super shotgun. So why don't we go ahead and grab that. Switch to the super shotgun then. Do hit the switch. Stick out a little bit. We want to lure out and trigger all the pinkies. Yes, it's quite a few, but I think just with a little rocking chair action for the pinkies, we should be okay to fend them off without getting cornered. That's my sense of it anyway. So it looks like we're okay here. And now maybe from this distance, we want to use the chain gun. Why not for the enemies in the cage, the imps, and the shotgunners, or sorry, the zombie men. Yeah, and that's pretty well how you do that. So that's pretty straightforward, I thought. Okay, well, let's go ahead now for a little bit more of map progression. There's a Hell Knight here that's low-hanging fruit, so don't go any higher than this stair. Wait for the Hell Knight to appear in the window, I guess. Yeah, just take care of it that way, so we don't have to deal with it after. And now we have a Mancubus. We're going to go ahead and, well, the Pinky's certainly not happy with it, so don't want to get caught in their infight. And because of the Pinky, the infighting is now done. So that's pretty good. Okay, so next area, of course, can be over there, but we're first going to go here. This is a nice area to just clear out. There's a lot of enemies, and there's some nice caches of ammo waiting for us. So I like to take care of this area right away before heading over to the area where we took care of the Hell Knight behind the window. So there's Pinkies, Shotgunners, and Imps, mostly. I think that's it, yeah. Also, an important thing, there's a secret when we go over to the next area. Yeah, we have to get up on this little ledge, and you can see the blue switch. Do shoot it. Otherwise, you can't get in there and you can't access that secret. There's a backpack. You can see there's enemies there, so why don't we go ahead and ambush them? Because why not? And we'll get the backpack and other goodies in there once we progress up through that area. But first, we have other business to take care of, which is here. Don't stick your nose out too far. Coming from the ramp that we came from, first of all, are some pinkies. I like to go back and challenge the pinkies immediately so we don't get surrounded. Just take care of them, pick up any ammo you left behind here. And now let's go back for the imps. And now I take out the chain gun. Oh, I guess it's still another specter. Now I take out the chain gun. Oh, lots more specters. Okay, specters and imps. Let's dispose of them first before I take out the chain gun. Are we all done? No? Yeah, there's a couple of, at least one chain gunner and some gunners in there. So I do want to use the chain gun on them. Now, before I press the switch and do anything else, I just want to make sure this area is going to be flooded with cacos very soon. So what I will do is, if you see that little yellow switch, yeah, go ahead and shoot it. Not easy to find, that's for sure. It's not a secret. It's just to get the yellow key. Boo! That's a bit harsh. Eh? You can't make more map progression without it, but that's okay. You can actually do map progression. The yellow door is actually at the start area behind us, and it has a berserk pack and a fun message. So, I mean, if you don't find it, you don't get your 100%, but you will be able to finish the map. But now you can get your 100% because Classic Doom Walkthrough as well. I got your back. Okay, well, we did take care of the enemies in there, but we're going to trigger for the remaining enemy. And now that we've gotten rid of all of the enemies that were at the doorway, we're going to go in here, tag the secret, and we are going to dispose of the other enemies that are just pouring out of that. Well, it's not really, I guess they're teleporting in, but it's really a very shallow tunnel. Doesn't really lead anywhere. You can see the teleporters doing all the heavy lifting to get them to you. So lots and lots of enemies here. Go ahead and grab more rockets. Generous amount of rockets so far, and there are a lot of rockets to come. So as you can see, yeah, this area is now filled up with cacos. We will be taking care of the cacos. I like to trigger some infighting. Maybe we get the enemies to come down here. My goal is to get at least a couple of the mancubi down here so they can really soften up the cacos for us. And the reason for that is I want to use my rockets, but I don't want to use too many. And so here come the boys. Let's get the cacos to fire. Well, I don't really want infighting between the enemies from upstairs. That's less fun. Oh, brother. Well, that's one mancubus gone, and it looks like the chain gunner survived, which is less fun. Oh, here comes the other mancubus. Okay, well, it's funny. You got to, like, lead a horse to water, I guess. And here they come, finally. Okay, cacos, do your thing. Fire at the mancubus. No, brother. They only managed to fire at me. There we go. Okay. So it seems to me now that the mancubus... Well, I'll get rid of the specter for the mancubus, simply because we want the mancubus to be doing more important things, which is softening up all those cacos. Would have been ideal if there were two. And now we have these cacos to take care of. I used the super shotgun, but you're certainly welcome to use your rockets, and maybe I will just for some fun. All right, and as soon as we press the switch and advance a little, it's going to trigger all these enemies who are also going to infight with each other because they're all between themselves and us. So you can see they're not having a good time. I do want that Arachnotron to hit the Hell Knight, who seems unimpressed with us. So let's see if we can get some hits there. Yes. In this case, no. So I will just take care of the Hell Knight myself. Sometimes you just got to do it yourself. All right, we're going to let those enemies fight it out. And now we're going to soften up. Having softened up, I should say, the cacos, we're going to finish them off. They've been taking some beating from the mancubus, no doubt. And so we don't have to use all of our rockets by any means, but we're going to use a few. It would have been better to have two mancubi in here fighting, but only one made it. So they've been softened up, but not nearly as much as I would have preferred. Oh, hey, what are you doing here? Thought for sure you're infighting. I guess you survived. You usually do not defeat the Arachnotron. That's strange. Unless you weren't fighting with the Arachnotron. Okay, let's just double check here. Yeah, looks like all the cackles are gone, so that's good. I do hear an Arachnotron, but maybe the other one's disposed of. Oh, he's tangling with the Hell Knight. All right, well. Gonna ignore them, I think, reasonably safely for the moment, but then at some point the show does go on, so why don't we go ahead and get the show going to continue. And now we've taken care of all the enemies in this area, which takes us to a kind of a circle, which is where this Baron was when we first started off. I said we get him a little later with some rockets, and I'm true to my word. So we did hit the switch, but this is as far as we can go for now. We can head down, though. And then we're going to continue our map progression. But first, we're going to take care of these enemies who have been triggered now by our coming through that door, basically. Let's use some rockets on the Revenant if we can. Just a few more enemies. We'll let the Revenant come to us. We don't want to use all our rockets. There we go. There's another Revenant. Okay, so let's let the Revenant come. There's some Revenant, as there are other enemies, as you can see in the distance. We don't want to get too close. As you can see, we'll be fodder for chain gunning. It's a good thing we have kept our ammo nice and supplied, because a lot of enemies are pouring out right now. And they were the enemies I'd mentioned earlier in these kind of enclosed areas, right? So they all kind of teleport out of on both sides there and there. So I think just for the sake of speeding things up, let's use some rockets just to dispose of these enemies. Collect all the ammo you have here. I think that's pretty well it. And now with this area quieted, we can open this up, get our prize, really, which it is a secret, but we needed the yellow key to get it. So I guess technically to get the yellow key for that little switch is a secret. Now, it's hard to read, but maybe if I display the map, I'm so proud of you. Well, I'm proud of you, too. If you're taking on this map and you're enjoying and you've gotten this far, I'm also proud of you. So that's a fun little message, a little Easter egg by the creator of the map. So let's go ahead now. Wake up the Mancubus. Hello, Mancubus. And that's that. So now, like, in case you were wondering where we were, this was the starting area. So now we're continuing to the left through this area with map progression. So let's go ahead. Now, as soon as we step into the room, there's a nice backpack here. There will be chain gunners on the right, and that area will open up to some revenants. So we're just going to kind of go here. And there were some revenants, some gunners as well on the straightaway. So I like to come back down to the lift. As you can see, there's lots of disagreement between the enemies as to who to shoot first. I'm glad it isn't me. And that's fine, because we have a lot of chain gunners and a lot of specters up there, and there's revenants and hell knights to follow, so I'm okay with that. And as you can see, they keep coming, but eventually it'll quiet down. Seems to me like the chain gunners... Oh, I was going to say chain gunners are gone. Seems like just about everybody else is gone now. So a lot more rockets here too. We've received a ton of rockets so far, and now we're receiving a ton more. So go ahead, do be greedy, pick them all up. But first, grab all of these armor bonuses. Yeah, the bone eye are important for your 100%, and these 2 health bonuses too. And if you ran out of armor, there's a green armor there if you want to resupply yourself. Okay, well, there will be revenants. I think you can see a revenant head. There's a little bald skull popping up and down there. There will be a whole bunch, but what we're going to do is we're going to run a circle to kind of trigger out some enemies from the left so they can come out and play, maybe get a little infighting. So let's go here. We're going to run across. We're going to fire off, and then we're going to kind of get the heck out and see if we succeeded in any infighting. I see a little bit of infighting. Maybe, but maybe not. Okay. There's one. Yeah, so we do like that. And whoever's not infighting can taste the hot end of our super shotgun. I think that's more than fair. We'll take care of the specters, I guess. Unless the revenants get us. But I don't want to be firing off my rockets or anything while the specters are around. Yeah, because there are a whole bunch, and I mean a whole ugly amount of enemies that are pouring out into that kind of caged area where all of those Cacos used to be. Yeah, now there's a whole bunch, including pain elementals. I do not make any attempt at this stage to take them down. That is just folly. I will show you when we get that area opened up properly. There will be an arachnotron. There will also be a cyber demon who doesn't, despite my best efforts to be fair, does not seem to ever want to fight with the spider mastermind, so that's unfortunate. So there's a secret here with a plasma rifle, but it's hard to see, but there is over there. I don't know if I can get it from with all the enemies blocking the way, but it's over there. I can't really show it to you, and I don't think I hit it by any means. I will try again. No, I don't think I got it. Okay, I'll have to come back and I'll open that up so this way that secret will be obtained. I think there's just too many enemies blocking it. As we approach this door here, 3 lost souls will pop out. A small trap from the wall over there. Hey, come back here, you. Yeah, I didn't dismiss you. All right, so we got plenty of rockets. If you need more, there's a whole bunch more. Yeah, that's just an ugly scene. Look at all the pain elementals and cacos in there. Just grisly. You don't want to go in there. Now, there's going to be a whole bunch of enemies in here, including an archvile below with some mancubis specifically, but there are 2 pinkies running in front of you. And you don't want them running in front of you when you're firing a rocket. Right, so I've disposed of 1. And I've disposed of 2. So as long as those 2 corpses of pinkies are sitting there, oop, I don't have that yet, are sitting there, you can go ahead and fire off your rockets with relative impunity. And you do want the target to mostly be the archvile, of course. There we go. So now we've obtained clarity with respect to the role of the mancubus and the archvile, which is to be disposed of. So let's go ahead now and fire off just a couple of rockets, just because we can. Why not? There we go. So we're not going to go into this room yet because it has a switch in there, which we need the red key, and the red key is in here, as well as a plasma rifle. So even though we weren't able to access the other secret because of all the, well, I don't know about corpses, but all the enemies kind of blocking the switch, we're going to get one in here. But we're just going to use the super shotgun because what's the real enemy in here? Just some gunners, as you can see. I don't want to step in because an archvile is right here. I just used the super shotgun on the archvile. Come here, Archie. Don't, as long as you don't. Oh, jeez, he got behind me. I did not see him get behind me. Woof. Okay, well, that wasn't so great. Go ahead and grab your plasma rifle. Go ahead and grab your red key. Can I activate the secret from here? Doesn't look like it. Why are you guys blocking everything? Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we'll have to figure that out after. Let's go ahead and get our secret, which is a supercharge. So let's go ahead now. Back to the area where I said you needed the red key. Fire off some rockets. There's some gunners, but also an archvile. You're also free to use a super shotgun. There really is no definitive answer, so we can just go ahead and do that. Whatever ammunition and weapon you feel comfortable with. This is a little close quarters for the rockets, to be fair, but as you know, Classic Doom Walkthroughs does love a good rocket fight. Yeah, so that's going to get everything moving. That's going to allow us to move forward. Will we be able to see if I can now access the secret? I think I have to go maybe on the... Sometimes it works better on top of the boxes. Again, the bodies were really blocking that. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it. No, I'll have to open that later. That's very frustrating. I did want to show you that secret. All right, we'll have to come back. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take on what is really the final melee. We're going to go over here. Yes, this will open. We'll just use our, well, we don't have a Berserk Fist. Grab your blue key, press that switch, and just swing your fists a little bit to get the enemies angry. You see the Spider Mastermind in the distance is firing off at the Cacos and all the pain elementals. We're going to save a little bit of ammo, if I can dodge a little bit better, maybe save a little bit of health. We're going to save a little bit of ammo by having these enemies kind of blasted apart by the Spider Mastermind. For whatever reason, I can't seem to get the Cyber Demon to fire on the Spider Mastermind. It just doesn't seem to reach it, or doesn't seem to want to. So I have to dispose of those enemies ultimately individually. Okay, so for the sake of the video, we'll use some rockets just to speed things up. And there's nothing really, very few things are more satisfying in Doom than blasting a pain elemental apart before she can create more havoc with more annoying lost souls. I really enjoy hitting the pain elemental and seeing her go kablooey. So this doesn't seem so bad. It seems like, I'm not sure if there's still some more enemies down below. I mean, it looks like there is, yeah. Okay, well, there's the Spider Mastermind, so I'm not sure how many. Oh, there's still some pain elementals down there. I don't like that. Okay. So let's go ahead there. Fire off a little bit of chain gun ammo, because why not? The Cyber Demon can't reach us, but how are we doing on count? There's 4, so there's still 2 more enemies lying around somewhere down there. So, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take on the not the Spider Mastermind, the Cyber Demon anyway. We have plenty of... Okay, well, there's one of them. And because we've come this way, this will lower, but that's okay, because we like the art of the dodge. So let's go ahead and fire off our plasma rifle at the Cyber Demon, keeping in mind that the Cyber Demon now is in full view and can easily blast you to pieces with its missiles. So just be alert. Oh, that was a little too close for comfort. And I'll just show you the exit, because it should be the last enemy, but we still have to get that last secret. Just open up the exit door and shoot the zombie man, and then we can head back up. And yeah, I really do. I am a stickler, of course, for the 100%. We don't need the we don't need the plasma right now because the map is over. But we are going to go ahead and collect these goodies just because we can. But the plasma rifle and the what do you call it? And the supercharge that are in there, yeah, you definitely want them. They count and they are good to have, and it'll get you to your 100%. Now, what am I not shooting at properly here? I mean, now there's no more enemies. Like, have I completely lost my mind with where the switch is, I think? I don't think so. Oh, there we go. Okay. See, the problem was there was a whole bunch of enemies there blocking the switch, which is hard to see because of all the carnage. But I assure you there's a switch there. And here it is. Yeah, your final secret, which is a mega armor, more plasma rifle, and, of course, the supercharge that I mentioned. So let's go ahead. Let's make our way down. Oh, do I have to go down here? Sure. And we'll do our final count as we head over to the exit, having completed everything. Very fun map. Lots going on here. Really, really enjoyable. We'll do our final count. Yes, all 353 kills, the 5 secrets, and all 23 items. You know what that means? Yeah, we're done. And that is you should have gone back, map 11, from 4 towards Uranus X. I disagree. I think it's a fun map. I would definitely come back here over and over again. This is a good playthrough. I really do enjoy this map. It's very challenging. There's lots going on. Secrets, again, very clever. These little switches hidden all over the place. Some people may not like that. I think that's fun. I don't mind that so much. It gives it a little bit of mystery. I do enjoy this map, and I do enjoy the secret technique. Anyway, I do hope that you enjoyed the walkthrough. Maybe you got some good tips and tricks. Maybe it made for some good viewing. I hope both. Either way, though, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any further videos that I upload. For now, that's it for Classic Doom Walkthroughs. Thanks for joining us today. See you next time.